Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I know Eagle fans are happy as can be today. They've got they got another killer game coming up the next 2 weeks. They've got two of them that really will determine the rest of the season for everybody, as the NFL NFC looks like it's a three-team race between San Francisco, Dallas, and the Eagles. With that being said, on the other end of the spectrum, we have the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers, who had an interim coach in Steve Wilks, who was 6-6, turning the team around, seemingly actually having them close to being actually a playoff team. The Carolina Panthers decided, nah, we don't want him. We're going to go for Frank Reich, because Frank Reich, he was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles when they won the Super Bowl. Frank Reich, who got run out of the Colts, had the disaster with Carson Wentz. We want that guy. We want that guy. Well, that guy just got fired in Carolina. And this, to me, feels like a deja vu moment, okay? Unfortunately, when you are a minority coach, you don't necessarily get the opportunities, the best opportunities, and you got one shot, one opportunity to take a bad franchise and turn it around, or else you're out. And generally speaking, you don't get a second chance. Steve Wilks should have definitely gotten the opportunity to continue, because he took a team that was ass and turned them into a team that was at least pointed in the right direction. The players, to a man, loved Steve Wilks and wanted him to return. Instead, they decided, no, we want to go for Frank Reich. He's a name we know. He's a guy that we know, and so on. And it's a disaster. And this is the same thing that happened with the Detroit Lions, who had Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell, who actually was the offensive coordinator for Peyton Manning when they won their first Super Bowl, and was actually the head coach for them, the Colts as well at that time, and did well, but again, was not given a very long leash, so to speak, to make mistakes. And the team never was awful, and he got canned. Well, of course, the Lions hires Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell, in the 4 seasons he was there with the Lions, made the playoffs twice. And we're talking about the Lions. Now, I know they didn't win playoff games. Cowboys, in fact, beat them in one of those playoff games. But the fact that the Lions, the worst season they had was 7-9, he got canned because they decided, no, we're going to get rid of Jim Caldwell. We're going to go with a name that we know in Matt Patricia. Yeah, let's go get one of those New England guys and hire him, because, of course, he'll be able to do things that Jim Caldwell won't. And immediately, it was a disaster. The team just went downhill fast. I mean, literally fast. It snowballed. It was ugly. They got rid of him, and then they hired Dan Campbell, and at least it's going back up. The sad thing about this is Jim Caldwell has actually one of the best winning percentages out there. Jim Caldwell couldn't even get a second call. Jim Caldwell was winning with the Lions. He may be the only coach with the Lions in the Super Bowl era that has a winning record with the Lions. Let me say that one more time again. He may be the only coach in the modern era of football, and I deem that from the 60s on, with a winning record. And that guy couldn't get another gig. Frank Reich, it's a disaster with the Colts, immediately gets another job, another opportunity, and doesn't make it through the first season. It's kind of like Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly took an Eagles team that was really good and decided, I'm going to get rid of all the big name players because I'm the boss, and traded away all the talent and bringing in guys that were injured and so forth, and got run out of town, and immediately got hired, I think, by, was it the Rams? I don't understand how these guys can fail how they can fail, immediately get another job. But guys like Steve Wilks, nah, bro. Nah, can't get a chance. Nope, you're done. Even though you at least got a team that was a losing team. They fired their coach because they were so bad. You got them to 500, which is an amazing turnaround with the same talent. And this is where you realize things aren't equal. So we'll see. Does Frank Reich get another chance? Wouldn't surprise me any. I'm Mark Holmes, and I appreciate y'all. And I'm headed to the dump. Peace.